Can the Ohio brothers stall out the game till they have enough items, or will Devu end the game and win game number 1?
Welcome everybody to our first best of 3, day number 2 here at the M5 World Championship group stage. It's going to be the Ohio brothers on the blue side up against Devu on the red side. Now, as we start things off, right, I'm expecting, at least for Devu, they can play either on the top side of the map or the bottom side of the map. It's really kind of up to them. But what about the Ohio brothers, right? What is the general game plan? Is it about smothering the opponent in the earlier stages, or is it just purely, we're going to scale, we're going to have to wait 15 minutes?
Well, I think for Team the Ohio brothers, they kind of can do an aggressive gameplay at the early game, especially because they have that Matilda to engage and also to disengage, and also you have Milo with that edit. He can deal a lot of crowd control. He can make a lot of crowd control happen, but seems like both roamers are annoying each other.
So far, so good. I mean, when we're looking at the emblems, I'm seeing that at least for the mid laner, it's going to be agility and as well as wilderness wrestling. Kind of interesting that he opted to go for the lethal ignition on a Farmus as well. So I'm guessing he's hoping not to die for the rest of the match.
He should keep his life for the longest time as possible. But look at Claude from the early game. He's starting off with having some defense just to deal with that damage coming from that Bruno. And also, I would tell you that the rotation will be so fast for Team the Ohio brothers because they have the Baxia. Sao is now in a really bad position.
And right now, Sao going up against Tree, not looking very good. Is this going to be first blood for Super Shark?
Ooh, that was nice. A very nice counter rotation. He takes Little Wanderer and then quickly runs over to steal a small camp on the purple side and then looks for the rotational kill. Might even get a second one.
Yeah, good flicker coming in, but Magister is here. It looks like he wants to get a little bit of trade in, but he's the one losing the trade, has to get out of there.
Yeah, a lot of HP lost there, and I think that Magister will not be able to contest that turtle with full potential. And not having that flicker on Kid Bomba will be just as will even make the mission even harder.
Yep, right now Milo looks like he's trying to zone everyone away. Super Shark has to use the flicker just to survive, and best player 1 secures the turtle without really much of a problem.
Yeah, with no issues whatsoever. Time with this, right? The Ohio necessarily need to be aggressive. If they can punish Deucefall on the rotation when the mid lane starts moving, by all means, do so. But they don't need to be the aggressors. They want to scale. They need to take a little bit of time. When they get that lead, that's when they're going to pull the trigger.
We have seen such thing yesterday, having Wolf with us on the desk, seeing the Claude also with the Novaria, but I think yesterday there was also one more scaling here. I cannot actually remember the hero right now, but they need the late game so badly, and having the Baxia and also having the Edith will give them a little bit of space, a little bit of room so that they can breathe through the early game. So the Ohio brothers are actually kind of dealing with that risk, but I don't know, will they be able to finish it off?
I don't know, for me, I feel like this Vol, they've made quite a few mistakes, trading a little bit too much HP before contesting a major objective. I kind of feel like with the draft that you have, you don't have to force things out.
I agree. I think they should have waited for those level 4s to start coming by and then start playing around those neutral objectives, right? At the end of the day, you're hoping that your laners make those individual advantages to force the Ohio brothers into that rotation, but so far, so good for T.O.B.
Oh, Kim Bomba there already uses all very, very defensively. And now, Kim Bomba looks like he's going to get targeted just a little bit. The Ohio brothers, they're just chipping off the HP, looking like they're preparing for the turtle here.
Yeah, I think that Zia at this moment needs to farm as much as possible because there's a lot on his shoulder, but look what's happening right now.
Yep, looks like Milo is going to target onto Sao, and Sao is able to get 3, but is that really going to be enough? It looks like the team is not on the same page. Magister wants to go away, and Sao gets taken down. Best player gets pulled back into the turret range, and now Kid Bomba looks like he wants Milo, but it's 1v3. Is that a really good fight? You want to go for it? He wants to go for it. Kid Bomba goes on to Milo. Magister secures the kill. Best player 1 and Magister. Magister, you still have a way to get out of that bad situation, and he does.
Okay, really nicely done so far from either side, right? At least for Deucefall, like Kid Bomba probably would have wanted to have his ult a little bit earlier, but he lost it early on before the interaction even begun. Now, with his neutral objective, it's a little dangerous for Deucefall to actually sit on top of it. They don't have a majority of their big ticket ults.
Yeah, and actually losing your life multiple times in the early game is kinda also dangerous. And look at how he already died 2 times out of 2. So having that said, I think that Sao at some point will be squishy as it's so hard for him to absorb any damage at this point. Even his flicker is being popped off so easily.
I'm also curious that Sunset Lover actually pick up the Clock of Destiny, but we've seen that a lot of players have been moving away from it.
Yeah, I think that's also an interesting observation as well, because some might even go for, you know, I'm going to force Lightning Truncheon first, I want to be able to get that movement speed on top of the extra damage, and then start leaning into more cost-efficient items. Things like Necklace of Durance, for an example, but here it's about scaling.
Yep, looks like Carvy's going to get targeted down. It looks like, he is able to survive for now. Sao goes back in, trying to take down best player 1. Basically no HP just yet. Sunset Lover was able to protect Carvy.
Really great stuff.
Well, that being said, Zia with that Purify, it's the basic spell to have in this match. But having that being said, you saw how Zia was dealing a lot of damage to Carvy, and that's because he got the Demon Hunter Sword, the core item that Claude needs. So 6 minutes into the game, I would say pretty much good that he has Claude by now.
This is pretty standard for the side of the Ohio brothers, right? If you look at the gold earned, everybody is scaling up at a good pace. Right now, Hoon and even Milo are doing much better than Sunset Lover as well as Kid Bomba. Magister, on the other hand, has actually caught up because of all the interactions. His best player has been instigating these wars in the middle of these fights, trying to punish Sawo in the meantime. So I think as of right now, especially for Deo's Vault, as long as they smother Ohio brothers, they are going to get ready for the next upcoming turtle in about 26 seconds, and hopefully that's where they find the advantage.
Well, look at Novaria, right? So far, she will not have any damage whatsoever, having the only Book of Man. She cannot deal any damage, just like the continuous vision that she can only provide through all her skills. But I think that's quite much it. I think that also vision is a key, as long as some of the gameplays are a key. And now having also the new item, the support item, she can actually be so helpful to the team right now.
Definitely you can see the Ohio brothers prioritizing on those utility items.
Oh,
able to find Sao. Sao here is in danger, and he's gonna die before he's able to get his ult off. And now even the Netherrealm is not there. Kid Bomba goes back in onto Zia. Zia's getting targeted, but he is fine. He is safe. Milo goes back in onto Carvy. Carvy kiting out of there. Even Magister has to get out of range. And now the Ohio brothers, they're controlling the river.
That's some beautiful stuff coming out from the Ohio brothers, right? A lot of the interactions, they're not wasting their abilities. It's about zoning, but can they get this? No steal so far. Nicely done by best player. But yeah, the Ohio brothers, I was expecting them to take a full-on fight, but it was all about the zoning.
Yeah, and that's actually what we have said before the draft even begins. It's going to be a really close match. So far, no turrets have been taken from any side, neither the Ohio brothers nor the Deo's Vault. And having 1k gold lead isn't actually that dangerous.
And now Zia doing quite a lot of damage onto Sunset Lover. And again, this build is outdated, I would say. It will take a little bit of time to run because the interaction between Lightning Truncheon and Clock of Destiny is not the same as before.
Yep, it's not the same as before. Last time with Clock of Destiny, I mean, well, not in Clock of Destiny, but with Lightning Truncheon, it kind of scales off of your mana. Now it doesn't anymore, but in the meantime, Super Shark playing with fire as T.O.B continues to invade.
They are engaging.
Yep, Kid Bomba taking a little bit too much damage, and they already forced out the Netherrealm. Carvy is there, but that's all they wanted. They just want some ults, and then they're out. No need to be here any longer.
This is what we call being proactive, right? The Ohio brothers don't necessarily need to start fights, but as long as they're starving out their opponents, they're just going to scale that much faster.
Yeah, and actually Matilda is so far serving her own purpose, being the engage and the disengage hero, having best player to have the best moments of his lives, going inside the jungle and going out, getting outside of it without breaking a sweat.
Yep, Magister dealing a little bit damage onto Zia, but at this point Zia doesn't really care that much. Even though Magister does quite a lot of damage, but still, you gotta lock down Zia somehow.
I think for now, as of yet, Deo's Vault, it feels like they're a little, I wouldn't say uncoordinated, but it's being smothered pretty well by the Ohio brothers, right? It feels like they are the more proactive team. They understand that the advantage is more than enough. They can start breaking down turrets like it's nothing. And look at these invades.
Yep, Magister is still able to secure it. Milo has to get out of there. And again, this is what they're doing. They're just trying to bait it out. Like, keep using your ults for nothing.
Yeah, and actually what's really good that Carvy so far is maintaining his life, maintaining his gold, and also having that Has Claws alongside with the Berserk Fury early on stage. So I think that at one moment, team of the Ohio Brothers will pay the price for leaving Carby to farm that easily.
Right now, the Lord has started. Kid Bomba manages to get 2, but look at Magister. He's able to secure the Lord, and now best player has to get out, but Super Strong gets taken out. Zia comes back in, shooting everyone out, and Kid Bomba is going to get targeted by Zia, and Kid Bomba goes down. Zia, your HP is so low, and he's taking out Sunset Lover, gets the double kill.
Oh, that was understandable from Zia. Even if you try to take your BMI out of there, there's pretty much no way that you're going to survive 2 auto attacks from Carby without having to forcefully use your Winsome Nature. I think so far, it's pretty unlucky for the Ohio Brothers. After making so many good moves across the map, finally, Devu's Vault finds the neutral objective fight that we were talking about earlier.
Wow, just wow. It was a really good fight, full of potential for both teams to take out of it. And also I would say that Team Deo's Bolt at this moment, they do have that Lord, and with that Lord they can take so much of the game. Actually, a lot of turrets will fall down, and this is the moment where Team the Ohio Brothers need to find a solution, whether it was team-wise or either outplayed by single players, and they will take a lot of damage.
And best player looks like it is in a very bad position. Sao secures the kill, and now this Volt, they're not stopping the net around, making sure that no one goes down. Killing spree for Sunset Lover. They're just taking whatever they want at this point.
Oh, I think that was kind of a bad decision from the side of the Ohio Brothers. Either you sacrifice that turret, or if you're going to commit towards something like a lane clear, you need to figure out how you're going to do it effectively. Best player, no way he's going to be able to clear that wave effectively. Milo is probably the only one to do so because Hoon's overall skill shots just get body blocked by the rest of the members of Devu's Vault. Small interactions like this could cost them the game, but in the meantime, notice that despite everything that has happened, despite best player invading the jungle with his entire team, despite having a good early game, we're seeing that Magister has already hit 15 before best player.
And that's actually so strange because best player was having a lot of fun invading the jungle of Team Devu, but as he said, Magister has hit his level 14, even 1 level ahead, almost full 1 level ahead from best player, which is really weird to say, but that's how it is. Team Devu's Vault have used one mistake by Team the Ohio Brothers. 1 Lord was all it takes.
Something to mention as well, Magister has 2 damage items, so you cannot look down at the damage coming in from this Lancelot because it's not a tanky build. He has the War Axe as well as the Endless Battle.
Yeah, let's not forget, if we're talking about damage, right, Sunset Lover's build as well is starting to stack up pretty high, right? He's got the Holy Crystal already purchased, he's got Lethal Ignition, he hasn't died and has been stacking up on this farmist for a good amount of time. I'm thinking that he's looking to just one-shot Zia, especially if they're too close together.
Well, with that setup, and also with me leaning towards Team Devu's draft, again, look here, you have the flickers ready, you have the ultimates ready, you have the penalty zone, you have everything to set up a decent fight. One more fight for Team Devu's Vault will be actually more than able to finish this game.
And right now, looks like they're going for the Lord. Something that the Ohio Brothers have to understand is that Faram's damage will actually ramp up the more everyone is collected together.
Yeah.
So if they want to contest this Lord, they got to make sure that it's not autopilot. They know what they're doing.
I mean, certainly Eagle has already been expanded for the side of Super Shark. Devu's Vault, I think they're just going to slow down on this Lord. They want the Ohio Brothers.
As you say that, they go in onto best player, but looks like only Milo is the one getting caught. But a lot has been used by Devu's Vault. Best player looks like, again, surviving Zia. Are they having to use him? A shutdown from Milo. Double kill for Milo. He gets taken out. Super Shark goes back in. He wants Kid Bomba. He got Kid Bomba, but Super Shark is actually the one taking the most damage, and Carvey gets the kill.
Oh, he's looking for blood. He's just smelled blood in the water, and right now they don't have the retribution. The Ohio Brothers can actually go in, but what was really bad, that Team Devu's Vault ignored the existence of Edith at this moment.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, Milo, he's so far out, he's in the Tri-Brush, he's already used the Primal Wrath, he's too far away to actually participate, and then it's too late. You already start losing members, and especially since Sawo expanded absolutely everything, it was Ohio Brothers' only opportunity to actually bite back. They do find a couple of trades, but still lose out on both the Lord and as well as number of kills, so now Ohio Brothers are going to be on the defensive.
Yeah, paying the price of the early game mistake. One mistake actually made Team Dio's Volt in control right now. They are in the driver's seat. They can do so much with their ultimates. All of it already. Everything is set up. Team Dio's Volt might finish the game.
Yeah, right now this Volt, they're looking at the eyes of the Ohio brothers. The war charged in. Right now, Kid Bomba, I can see in his eyes, he's waiting for that one moment to use the penalty zone to grab everyone together.
So hard, so hard, so hard. They need all these waves synchronized together. They might just make the base wide open.
Actually, I think they only need 2 of these waves.
Oh,
Yep, there we
Kid
go.
Bomba goes in. Milo taking quite a bit of damage, but looks like this Volt, they just want the inhibitor. Once they got it, you know what? No need to stay here any longer. The best player goes back in. They want this fight. Sao just kites. Zia trying to fight back, but best player gets pulled back into the fray. And now Magister goes on to Zia. Looks like Sao is going to get targeted down. Milo already using the Primal Wrath, not being able to do much. The Netherrealm expanded for this Volt. A lot of nothing fights is going on. Both teams are testing each other's patience.
Yeah, they really are. It's really a test of discipline, honestly, because the Devu just bites down on it. They're expanding way too many resources for almost nothing, with no way to actually look for a conversion, especially since the second Lord-empowered waves have already been taken down. I think especially for the Ohio brothers, right, they have to recognize that Deus Vault wants them to actually funnel in together. Places that are dangerous to fight in the map so far. Number 1, in the jungle. It's too narrow for them, especially when they are pushing out towards Lord side. If they can go and play through that mid lane, they might have an opportunity.
Well, going through to the late game phase, we see that everyone now have their own items. Almost everyone, like especially we always look at the marksmen, and they are settled down with all the items that can deal the damage needed. But actually, best player at the last moment, or like at the last fight, the engage he did had no sense to me whatsoever. He didn't need to risk it that high, but seems he liked to take the risk.
You know, for use by Sao, but not really hitting anyone. Best player gets pulled back in, but Magister, he's just split pushing. He doesn't care. Zia wants to get for those kills, and they're still surviving. No one is stopping Magister. Best player finally recalls, but at that point, Magister's like, all right, you're coming back to defend. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, this is so worth it for Deus Vault. What the Ohio's brothers did in the early game, just playing for these small objectives, Deus Vault is doing the exact same thing, except they're getting major wins, inhibitors, buffs, lords. It's now starting to really heavily favor Deus Vault.
In terms actually for heroes, and speaking of scaling, Team the Ohio brothers are now in their, let's say, this is the time they needed to reach. So if they didn't do the plays they intended to do with that draft, they will just lose against the perfect draft I see over there at Team Dio's Volt. They have the team fight, and on the other side you have the scaling heroes. Which one will win? That's a really hard question to actually answer. We will see the answer together.
38,000 HP left on the Lord. Magister finds best player taking a little bit of damage. Zia goes in, but Magister is going to heal up just a little bit. This is a Lord dance. Whoever makes the first mistake will get punished.
Yeah, this is not looking good because the Ohio brothers are still missing 2 inhibitors. Deus Vault don't have to do anything. They just have to wait for those waves to start crashing in towards that crystal side to pull away members away from this Lord dance.
Oh, but Zia looks like he's going to get targeted down, and Kid Bomba as well finds Zia. Minuan Fury connecting, and Zia is going to get focused now. He's still surviving. I spoke too soon. Kid Bomba secures the kill, and now Milo gets Sao. Magister has to get out. Harvey as well. They're fighting back. The Ohio brothers are doing it. They get Kid Bomba as well. And Magister with that level of HP, I don't think he can go for the Lord.
No, not at all. It does percentage max HP nowadays, so it hurts a lot more than it should. More importantly, he needs to be landing these skill shots. Too many Deus Vault members are walking away with just a sliver left, just so little HP.
Yeah, man. I think that's the point of having Sunset Lover in that Paramis. Look at the Paramis. Without him, that fight was totally gonna be for the favorite team, the Ohio brothers. We can see the damage, we can see the scaling heroes, we can see their strategy work, but it's just it did need enough time to work. 19 minutes. I think that's the time to work, and this is the time to see who's gonna secure that Lord.
Right now, the Ohio brothers, are they using this Lord for a bait? Halo goes in, he finds Carby, and Carby, he's trying to get away, but he goes down. Best player secures the kill. Sao as well, double kill for best player. Magister survived because of Sunset Lover. The immortality popped, and best player secures the Lord.
Good game sense coming in from Yellow. Really great play coming from the Ohio brothers to secure this Lord, take two big ticket players from the side of Duo's Fall, and maybe turn this around and even out on the structure center. The Ohio brothers, they need to get at least one of these inhibitors down with this Luminous Lord at the very least. If not, then it's going to be the exact same situation as we saw before, where they're always playing at a disadvantage.
Having the first Lord for Team the Ohio Brothers, and it is an evolved Lord, is actually one of those things that Team Devu needs to take care of. I think that Super Shark wants to hunt for kills. He wants to go in and take as much as possible without even that Lord reaching any inhibitor turrets. So far, Team the Ohio Brothers have a really good opportunity at the top lane, but the defense is possible. The only thing that makes me afraid is that Bruno cannot clear well.
If everything falls into place, I would imagine that Carvey is going to learn his lesson. He can't walk up that far. He's going to let Sawon as well as Kid Bomba do their work. Let Magister instigate these fights. But the thing is, will the Ohio brothers fight as the Primal Wrath comes out?
Yeah, Primal Wrath already used by Emilo, trying to force out this inhibitor. They managed to get one. So far, that's the only one that they get, and doesn't look like the Ohio brothers have a good way to engage the fight. This Volt, they're just positioning in a way that it's very punishable if they force things out.
Personally, for me, I think that the fact that Mielo is using this Primal Wrath in this particular manner is interesting, right? Okay, all right, brothers, let's calm down here for a second. You just want the inhibitor, but it's like, oh my god!
Yeah, when the Astral Echo used, all those skill shots become much more easier. Now Kid Bomba as well as Carvey are doing their very best to clear the lanes. Magister as well is able to do so. Sunset Lover, look at that damage onto Zia. He has to be careful, and Purify used.
Dude, real talk, I gotta see how much damage Hoon is pumping out. I nearly threw up in my throat back there for a moment with how much damage, especially when they're stuck so close together.
And now Astral Echo again used to see the members of Days Volt. Even though it looks like Magister wanted to go a little bit aggressive there, but the team was not ready just yet.
Sao is not using Minotaur as he should. I think that there's so much of that Minotaur book that Devu team can utilize, but Super Shark, he needs to use his ultimate, but will he survive?
Oh, right now the question really is for Magister, and for now, yes, he's going behind Sao. Where is going to be the Minu and Fury? Kid Bomba taking down Hoon, is able to take down the Immortality, and now the Minu and Fury is able to connect onto the tree. Magister goes back in, Zia goes down. Southside Lover secures the kill. Best player in the front lines, Carvey gets another one. Best player gets a killing spree, and now Super Shark has to go away. Only two members of the Ohio brothers surviving, but now the Lord is up.
The Lord is up. I think they might go and look for a finish. I think that Super Shark at this moment wanted to hold the lane, but you cannot hold the lane. Is it the finish? Is it the end? It's a hard question.
I mean, they're going for it, right? As long as they buy time, it's more than enough, and it looks like the death timers are way too long, and they heard you, Yasu. Sawo was like, what'd you say about my Minotaur? I'll hold it to the very end. I'll hold my ult.
Yeah, right now the minions are going in. Hoon is trying his very best, but looks like it's game over. Days Volt gets game number one.
Man, what a big outplay there coming in from Sawo, right? Holding on to the very last moment, coming in and clipping Zia at the edge of his ult. Really nicely done.